towards innovation, support import substitution, and open export markets for Ghana-made agricultural solutions.
At Ghana Exim Bank, we remain committed to supporting this transformation. Our mandate is to help build a strong export-led economy by promoting value addition and supporting productive sectors. For us, agriculture does not end at the farm gates. It extends through processing, packaging, storage, branding, distribution, and export. As we pursue growth, we must also emphasize sustainability. A strong agricultural future must be built on efficient resource use, reduced waste, climate-conscious practices, and resilient systems that can withstand shocks. Sustainability means supporting technologies that improve productivity whilst protecting the environment. It means building businesses that are profitable, inclusive, and capable of lasting beyond today. And it means ensuring that women, youth, and small enterprises are fully part of this transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, no single institution can achieve this alone. Progress requires strong collaboration between the government, financial institutions, industry, scientists, researchers, farmers, and innovators. And that is why this partnership matters. And that is why this fair matters.
I am not going to say, let's say, midwifery. I will make the attention back for the specialties, especially post-basic. So, you are specialists for the degree or may. Samre, and Yadia, EBB, nursing training colleges say you pay for your basic. The direction is I encourage the specialties. Joshua specialties will be over. Yeah, we have but kitwa. This wa ye no hakra. Amayama who do be over. Amope health professionals are a free Ghana. Na omo no maye adwuma. Aban ene aman de bebre. US, Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, any bebre aye say. But the who say omo so no mope specialists for the specialties. The yes ade na me gidi say ebeboaye na amanfo anya adwuma outside the country. Abai ebe say the beya backlog na yo no e be fa won mu nya adwuma ye. Abai ehwe say bi tu pan free abrochi akwa abrochi no na abai ankasa so in the country no ehwe say be fa bi na mo so anya adwuma ye. Nti the health professionals no mo fie no mo come akoma nto biem. Abai dey say agua kwan mu a entumi ye ni nyina one day e mom kakra ka ye hwan so dey say papa agua kwan.
Enkane bamboswa for ununyamfo nitiwul eda tudwe chirim se mampeni mahama bon homodin paase na nsen yi mabu na ekope bambo nyuma ya ehun sem ko edija ehun sem asore ya kan wasem akanka no mampeni se no mo fa nipa mpim aduonu a won fa bi nkan nye mpim aduanan 40,000 na se aye mpim nim wo che se na mo mpara mampeni etu no na mbom no sankan hye ya mo hye ase so mo ye no mo ye ni a anka ogidi so ba fa de borosa.
We were very measured in how farms were sold, right? They took 3 decisions that brought them to where we are today. One is to extend the upper age limit from 25, which was the highest you could, to 35. And so once you do that, we are essentially opening up more people who obviously are of age anyway to apply. Because by the time some of them will get recruited, it will be 40 years. You are creating a problem. So that's what really happened. The second thing was the fact that they paid over 200 cedis per person. And so the ministry or the agencies were making just too much money that they didn't need. And the third thing is the fact that they have tripled the cost of doing medicals. Because our time, medicals at the Ministry of Defense was 500 cedis. Today I hear medicals is about 1,600. So these are the concerns that we have. But when it comes to the raw numbers, at least once it's an increase, it's better than nothing at all. So that one is better than nothing. But then we are saying that the government can do more by taking out all other associated things that are with it. One, the government should make sure that they just don't recruit the people, but then they put the financial aspect as well. The money that goes with it, they should make sure it's done. That's the first thing we are demanding now. Because if you say you are doubling it, then you must make sure that the resources you've given to the Minister for the Interior, you also double that resource for the particular process of recruiting, because you buy them uniform. Accommodation is there. Food you have to give them, and all other things, weapons and all that, training, the capacity to train, where would they train, all this is included. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you must make sure that you also give them their pay and allowances as they are there. So all this must be done. That's the thing. And then thirdly, they should remove, or they should bring down the cost of medicals from 1,006 to 500 or less. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's invested almost more than $1 billion to develop the Cardinal mine in Bolgatanga. Newmont, the leading producer of gold in the world, is coming to Ghana to invest more than $1 billion in Ahafo to build a new mine. We've never had that. BBNE was down, we revamped it. Bogoso was down, we revamped it. Chirano was on the verge of collapse, we restructured it, and it was back on its feet. We negotiated with Atlantic Lithium to have 10% royalty for the Ghanaian people, with multiple incentives for the Ghanaian people, in a manner that pundits have said that no company will ever agree to those terms. We negotiated hard for the people of Ghana, Atlantic Lithium. We got royalty of 10% for the Ghanaian people. Today we are being told we are being given 5%, and we are not saying scaling down and so on. Stability clauses, predictability, clarity in the mining sector is absolutely important, which is why we say this drop in the investment attractiveness of mining in our country by 7 points, not 1 point, not 2 point, not 3 point, not 4 point, but a whooping 7 point is very, very disturbing. The government, through the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, should rise up and wake up and put in place the right measures and ensure that there's transparency, and ensure that there's clarity, and ensure that there's predictability, and ensure that investors have the comfort to invest in our country. At the same time, also ensuring that they safeguard the interests of Ghanaians and work to ensure that we have full benefit of our mineral resources and put Ghana back on the stage of one of the leading mining destinations in Africa. What has happened is most unfortunate, and I'm very disturbed as the immediate past Minister for Lands and Mineral Resources.
When we assumed office, particularly for 2024, even though the ECG board approved about $3 billion for the award of contracts, more than $9 billion was awarded for contracts, including the supply of meters. And previously, there have been similar awards. So it led to a choke, particularly when I insisted that we should implement the cash waterfall to its letter. It means that the revenue ECG was receiving as a portion of its cash waterfall allocation was not enough. So some of these meter manufacturing companies who had been given huge contracts could not meet that demand. So we've done a review, and now we've reviewed ECG's money from the initial 300 to an amount of 360 million cedis per month. Not only have we increased it, we've now indexed their collection to a percentage of the total collection to give them the incentive to collect more. So if ECG wants to get more than the 360 million, then they have to work very hard and collect more, because the more they collect, the more they get. But I can assure you that following that intervention, we are beginning to see much more meters being released into the system. And I can assure those without meters that in the coming weeks, we would have a lot more meters to distribute, except that we want to be strategic and not to be wasteful. But we are on course, and the meters will be made available. This year, we've reprioritized ECG's procurement. Because whilst in 2024, about $9 billion was spent in procurement, largely on cables. This year, ECG's budget is $1.8 billion as compared to about $9.3 billion. And of that $1.8 billion, we've prioritized two items: transformers and meters. And so let me assure my good friend, like I said, next month we'll start mass-scale rolling out of transformers. Within that same month, we should see a lot more massive
injection of new, standardized, accurate meters following up, because that is how we can also ensure that there's guaranteed revenue for investment. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.